Hi, happy August 2018. This is darkdovetarot. Hope you're doing fantastic. As you know, I pre-shuffle, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little more energy before we get started. So I had to get you guys out this month, right in the first few reads, because there is some, even the cards are skiwampus. There is some like skiwampus energy going on with you, Gemini, this month. I don't know. I've had the weirdest like thoughts and notions when I think about Gemini for some reason, not in a bad way, just I don't know, like you have that says a lot. Like you have some things you need to get out in the open, some things you need to say, etc. So if you've watched before, thank you for returning. If you have not, the reads are about love, anybody single looking for love, and also anybody looking to reconcile. So just because the title says reconciliation does not mean that the cards are going to agree with that outcome. So again, if you're returning, I appreciate it. If you're new watching, this is for anybody who's single and anybody who is looking to possibly reconcile. I have not gotten time to do the relationship reads that I was hoping to start doing because obviously I've got a lot of other stuff. I've got a lot of other stuff on my plate, and the people who come to me for private reads, etc., are generally people either looking for love, wanting to know, you know what, I'll take those, wanting to know, wanting to know if somebody's coming back, etc. I don't get a lot of people asking me for relationship reads, and I used to cover relationships, so again, mostly people who are single or people wanting to know what their significant other is up to are who I've been kind of catering to. All right, so I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck like I normally do, and then I got the 8-coin tattoo tarot that I really, really like. So just an FYI on that. Any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description. The biggest thing to remember about the reads on my channel and anybody else's channel is they're general. So hopefully they resonate with you. Hopefully they make sense to you. Hopefully they hit the mark, but sometimes they're not going to. That's when I would recommend checking your sun, moon, and rising, because you might get some more information out of those as well. All right, so let's get started. Gemini, your theme of the month is the 2 coins. So this is decision making. This is balance. This is weighing some sort of situation or circumstance out and trying to make the best decision on it. So if you're single, this definitely says, hey, you might be dating a few people, you might meet a few people, you might be choosing between a few people. It's definitely a good thing because it's the power's in your court, so to speak, like the power's in your hands. But again, this is about change, it's about balance, it's about priority. So if you're dating, you may just be making dating a priority again, and you're trying to balance out your work, love life, family, etc. But this is a good change. This is a balance. So I feel like Gemini, if you're single, there could be somebody coming in and you feel very balanced with them. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it feels like you've had some things to get straight in your life. You've had to shift some priorities. Maybe you got lost in the shuffle with this ex and you guys got caught up in finances and everything else besides the relationship, because this feels like you're looking for a balance. If you were to get back to this person, or if you guys got back together, you're looking for some sort of structure here because you got lost along the way somewhere. The first card you have is your current position coming into the month, and that's why you feel skiwampus, or I feel skiwampus about doing the reading. I was like, I have stuff to say. I just feel like on your behalf, like I feel like you guys have a lot to say is the energy that's coming out. So you have the Tower. The Tower is breaking down something completely. This is a devastation. This is breaking things down to the core and building it back up. So I feel like Gemini, a lot of you have had to make some very big personal changes. If you're single, maybe you have not been dating for a long time. You've decided to come back out into the single scene and see what's out there. Or you may not want to date at all. Although generally, if you're watching this, you're usually interested in, what is coming to the forefront or what might be coming to the forefront. So the Tower, to me, this can be a very hard card to swallow because the Tower can be a dissolution, a revelation, a betrayal. But this is a revelation that you build from the ground up. So if you're single, this is you going, it's been shit. I've met bad matches, but responsibilities on you too, to a certain extent, Gemini, because this feels like you've had to dissolve everything. You realize that you're picking the wrong people. You're letting people play with your emotions, which isn't generally a Gemini trait, but there are some dualities there. So if you're single, this definitely says you're seeing things clearly now. You're like, whoa, I let the wrong kind of people into my life. But you put out into the universe what you get back. So if you're not finding what you want, this is you realizing, I need to break this whole system down. This isn't working for me. It hasn't been working for me. Big changes need to come. So the Tower can be devastating. It could be that you met a couple people, you thought that they were going to be very good for you, and none of them turned out to work out for you. So lift your spirits up. This is just a breakdown that then you can build from the foundation up. But again, if you're single, I definitely feel like you had to balance some things out. You had to shift priorities, and that meant really breaking down some walls and really figuring out what it is you want in life at this point. If you're looking to reconcile, this is a dissolution of a marriage. This is a devastation. You may have found out recently that they're seeing somebody else. This definitely, you coming into the month, means that there was some sort of breakdown in communication. Again, I feel like they are seeing somebody, or they're telling you that they don't want that connection. They don't want something. They don't want anything to do with you. I mean, this can be, again, a very devastating card. So big divorces that have happened. But you're starting to balance and change your priorities and understand what you need. So this may be, Gemini, you finding out that there is no chance of reconciliation. But let's see what the rest of the cards say. All right, so the next card is how you're feeling inside, and that makes sense. When that popped out, I saw it and thought, well, that's why I'm feeling all anxious about doing their read, because you have the Nine of Swords. Now, this is an internal feeling, but the Nine of Swords is anxiety. It is depression. It is feeling a fear. If you're single, this is a fear of not finding somebody. This is a fear of, I keep winding up with people and thinking they're going to be a great fit, and then it just falls apart and it doesn't work out. So what am I doing wrong here? What am I not seeing? But that's the thing. You're feeding off of that energy and putting that into the universe instead of feeling balanced and focused and priorities. So your theme this month is to really get in touch with Gemini and what Gemini wants and what Gemini singles seeking love or even interested in love, a year down the road. Really figuring out what it is you want in life. Now's the time to figure this out, Gemini. If you're looking to reconcile, there's a big fear here. You got some sort of news that, again, they're seeing somebody or they're not interested in ever reconnecting with you. There is a big hit here that is devastating, and you'll have to rebuild. Now, it may be that you guys finally have decided to communicate and you're going to rebuild on the relationship, but unfortunately, for a majority of you, I think your anxieties and fear kind of came to fruition that it wasn't going to be what you had hoped, which was reconciliation. So unfortunately, at this point in the read, I'm feeling like you already know it's not going to work out. There was some major downfall here. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past 5-10 years. I don't read my cards upside down. And you have the Hanged Man. So I always read this for singles and anybody looking to reconcile together, because this could go back to your family life, things you witnessed as a child. The Hanged Man is somebody who has had to sacrifice a lot. So it definitely says that a lot of you Geminis feel like you've sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed, and you haven't been true to yourself, which is why I think the universe is saying, hey, Gemini, now is the time. Let's get to it. Let's start getting your priorities. What makes you feel balanced? What makes you feel good? Forget all this shit over here. Because the Hanged Man is saying you've sacrificed and sacrificed for everybody but you. When is it Gemini's turn? When is it your turn to actually get what you want? What are you so afraid of? Why are you so afraid of new beginnings? Why are you so afraid of allowing yourself to find love again, but being self-awareness, having wisdom? This is saying learn from past experiences now. Gemini, this month, learn from it. Pay attention. If you're single, stop dating the crappy people. Stop just accepting anyone because you're worried that nobody else is going to come along. If you're looking to reconcile, stop hanging on to this crap. If it's not working for you, if you can't feel this, whether you're single or looking to reconcile in your current situation, it's time to move on. It's time to clean the slate and start over. Build from the foundation. Build from a new foundation. The next card you have is your most recent past. See, over the past few weeks, past a month or two, it feels like you're coming to some sort of light here because you have the World. This is a completion. This is a completion of a cycle. So if you're single, this is a completion of dating dead-end men or women, choosing relationships that aren't healthy for you. the world is saying, look, it's a time to start over. This is the end of the major arcana, meaning the next cycle is here. The next new beginning is here. You need to allow it. It's scary. It's terrifying. Nobody wants to go through this again. If you haven't dated in a long time, it's scary as hell. Trust me, I have been out there and it is not fun. And I'm not trying to make you feel even worse about it. But if you've online dated, if you've dated, I mean, I'm in the cross between, right? Because I know what it was like to date and actually have to go out and meet people and actually like go to physical places. But I'm also young enough to be in the era where I've done the online dating. So I've seen it both ways and it's pretty scary. Regardless, dating's just scary, period. So if you're single, this is saying, look, the world is at your hand. This is a completion, an accomplishment, some sort of fulfillment. So if you are jumping back into the dating game, you have sacrificed enough. You have put yourself out there. You've dealt with enough crap. Now it's time to focus on you and what you want. And be true to yourself. The world is saying, look, you're smart. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. You know what you deserve. Why are you always settling for something less? Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is saying, get rid of it. Get rid of the crap. This is making you feel like a hangman. This is making you feel like you always sacrifice and you always put in 110% and they put in 25%. You know this. You have a whole new world out there. The changes are coming. Big things are coming. So allow that to come in and quit fighting it. Quit worrying about what the hell they're up to. Because move on. Goodbye. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, next month or two, and you have the King of Cups. This is somebody who's able to see the future for what it is. This is somebody who's able to see people for what they are. This is somebody who there's no mystery here. This is somebody who's very calm and almost counselor-like, able to listen. This is saying, be careful of the manipulators. Be careful. The King of Cups is somebody who's not willing to deal with manipulators. If you're single, this is saying, listen to what people tell you. People will tell you all about themselves by their actions, not by the words that come out of their mouth. Anybody can say anything, but how do they act towards you? Be wise about this. The King of Cups is somebody who's wise, who understands what they've been through in the past and how not to how not to hang themselves out to dry again, how not to keep repeating those patterns. Change it up. Do something exciting. Do something for you. Balance yourself out. Feel this change coming in. Allow it to breathe. If you're looking to reconcile, this is saying you have to own it. You have to understand there's a reason for everything. Allow this new world to come in. Allow this new cycle to begin. This king, he's not worried about it. He's calm, cool, collected. Understands that there's certain things need to happen in order for your life to move on. In order for your life to get better. And that's what this is all about. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, next month, throughout the month of August. And you have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is about stabbing yourself. So this is saying, hey, Gemini, watch yourself. Watch yourself, because this is you. This is somebody who's trying to deceive you, somebody who's trying to manipulate you, somebody who's trying to strategically play you. So if you're single, be careful of who you're dating, because this is saying you don't have to do this to yourself. You continuously pick the wrong people or continuously put yourself in situations that you know aren't going to end the way you want. There are situations where their dating profile, I say this all the time, but I don't understand. People do it all the time, and then they expect to change people. If their dating profile says casual, no commitment, and you want a relationship, guess what? You're not going to get a relationship from them. Even if they're the coolest person and they think the world of you, you're not going to change them. It's time you stop. It's time you listen to yourself. This is people who are not being kosher with you, are not being organic with you. This is people who may manipulate you, strategically plan. So if you're single, I definitely feel like you may have had to get rid of some dead weight, or you may be coming out into the dating world for the first time. Again, people you were dating before, you've had to cut off, or you're starting new. And this is saying, watch the manipulation. You know the red signs. Geminis are extremely smart, especially in love. Your card is the Lover's card. That tells you something, right? So just be careful, be wary, have a strategy put together. When do I say no? How many dates until I say, this just isn't working for me? Really strategize how you're going to date. Sometimes it feels like work, but you know what? You've got to put in the time to meet the people. You can't. The best thing I had a very wise person tell me one time is, look, go out there assuming that every date you go on is not going to be the one. Because if you go out there assuming everyone is going to be the one, you build the disappointment up, and disappoint. So go out there assuming, I'm just going to have fun with it. They're not going to be it. And then when they are, it's beautiful. Or when you go on a second or third date, it's more magnanimous than assuming everyone's going to be the one and then feel let down every time they're not. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, watch out for them, because this almost feels like you left them or they left you, but they're not. Like, this is manipulation, this is strategy. So this could be you. This could be you saying, "Hey, I'm pissed, and so I'm out to deceive you," but I really don't feel like it. I feel like the tower came crashing down. You found out about some infidelity. You found out about some things, and now they're trying to come back and be like, "Hey, no, 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 no," and no, like, whatever they're saying is bullshit, because the cards here for looking to reconcile are saying your future is much brighter than what's going on now. And you may have this throughout the month, but again, figure out your priorities. What makes you feel balanced? What makes you feel healthy in a relationship? I don't think this person does at all. The other thing about this card is solitude. For whether you're single or looking to reconcile, this card says know when to go back into a quiet space. If you're dating and it's chaos and you're not feeling good about it, pull back for a week or two and stop. You don't have to constantly be on the go. If you're looking to reconcile and you really want this person back in your life and there's been all this destruction and you really feel like you guys can get back together, then you need to take a break away from it sometimes, because there is a lot of manipulation and deceit here, and you've already felt enough of it. Do you really want to continue that? The next card you have is anything tangible throughout the month. So anything, well, that's a great card. That's one of my favorite cards. So anything throughout the month that you may experience physically, and it could be the beginning, middle, end, last for an hour or 2 hours, but this is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is joy, it's peace, it's bliss. So at one moment, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, you're going to feel a moment of bliss. Remember where you are in that moment. When you feel this amazing, overwhelming, you know that feeling you get just for a split second where you know everything's going to be okay, just that second where your heart kind of leaps and you just know for that minute, for that 20 seconds that everything's going to be okay. You get the wind in your hair, or you smell something beautiful, or you just get those chills. This is going to happen to you this month, but what the universe is saying, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, where are you in that time? If you're single, is it with a person or without a person? If you're single, is it when you're going on dates, or is it when you're by yourself balancing out? Is it, a certain place that you like to go that makes you feel good? Whatever it is, visit that place. If you go to the park, whatever makes you feel good, put yourself in that situation and then think about what you want in love. Think about what your expectations are in love. If you're looking to reconcile, when you get this feeling this month, is it with that person, about that person, or is it when you're not with that person or you're not thinking about that person? I think this is going to be really important for you guys, Gemini, this month. The next card you have is anything you're going to feel throughout the month. Again, could be the beginning, middle, end. And you have the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is somebody who's very dutiful. They're working very hard. This is somebody who is planning things, has goals, rising to the occasion, really trying to make things happen in life. But this is all points of your life. This isn't just your love life. This is you. Again, what are your priorities? What are you looking for here? What are you looking for in life, in love? If you have your priorities in check right now, what type of person do you want to bring into your life? If you're single, if you've got all your shit together and you're feeling really good about your life and you're feeling 100%, who is going to complement that? What type of person? This is when you have to put the work into love. Love is not always easy. Love takes work, takes dedication, takes time. What type of person are you willing to put that time and energy into that could fit nicely into your life and bring balance? Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this tells me that you're going to be focusing on everything but that person. And I think rightfully so. I think that's the best way to get over this person. Like I said, I don't think a reconciliation is healthy this month. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but I think that you're going to focus on other things, getting your priorities in check, figuring out what you want, and then maybe there's a possibility at some point. But I think they've destroyed any faith that you had that there was a chance you guys could get back together. I think if you haven't figured that out, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks this month. And I'm going to tell you, cross watchers, right now, that I don't want any negativity towards Gemini because of this read, because I always get cross watchers who have to dog on the sign that I'm talking about. There's two people, two sides to every story. Don't ruin Gemini's comment section because you're upset with a Gemini. Leave that for something else. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month, and you have the Knight of Cups, which is very similar to the King. This is somebody who sees things very clearly. This is somebody, again, who is very self-aware like the King, But your hopes and fears are that if you're single, this is still being romantic. This is still having dreams. This is still feeling wistful. Your hope is that you can still feel that way. Even if you've dated crappy people, even if you haven't dated in forever, this is saying, I still hold the faith that there's somebody amazing out there for me, that not everybody's going to be this deceptor. This is you at the end of the month going, hey, I took a moment. I inhaled, I exhaled, I figured out that there are some amazing things in my life, whether I find my true love today or whether I find them in a year. This is you being in a good, calm place to have that. And my flowers just moved. So, the Knight of Cups, if you're looking to reconcile, is very similar. This is wishful thinking and whimsy, but this is like very predictable. Like, this is you understanding that this isn't going to happen anymore. This is you going, what's out there for me now? What do I deserve now? I can have anything I want. The world is my oyster. What do I want? And I think it's going to be a really good feeling for you, Gemini, if you're looking to reconcile. And I think it's long overdue and much needed. The last card you have is your outcome. It's a beautiful card. So if you're single, it's the Four of Wands. This is happiness. And again, that completion. So if you're single, that definitely tells me some of you are going to be taking the step pretty quickly into not being single anymore, because this is completing a cycle. It's a first completion. So this is completing an entire cycle. This is a first completion. So if you're looking for somebody just to date subjectively, just to date on a regular basis, but you don't want marriage, you don't want kids, you don't want all of that, this means that you will find somebody to do that with. This is resting. This is a happiness. So if you're single, it definitely says you may find one or two people you're comfortable dating. You may find one person that you're feeling like, hey, there could be a commitment here in the future. I love the Four of Wands because it reminds me of happiness, family, home, feeling good. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like this happiness is coming when you actually take the step to cut the shit out of your life. Like when you actually make the move to completely cut out whatever has torn you down, broken you in two. Really, I mean, for some of you, I can't even breathe when I think about this. I literally, when I see this for reconciliation, it's like this devastating, like horrific feeling that, you know, when you can't breathe after a breakup, et cetera, et cetera. And so if you're looking to reconcile, get to this happy place. I don't think it's going to be with this person. And I think my cat is sneezing behind me, so sorry. I think that the first thing you're going to notice is once you completely cut them out and don't allow any more manipulation, don't allow anything else to come to fruition, to where they're no longer in the front running of your life, you will feel much, much better. You will feel much more in control. Now, your clarifying card for the outcome is the Three of Coins. This is accomplishment. This is satisfaction. This is teamwork. If you're single, I definitely feel like there's somebody coming in. Now, it's interesting. I almost feel like they may be a friend, or they come in as almost a friend, but it's going to develop into something more. Because this is somebody you could see yourself in this resting happiness, you know, moving in together type phase. It may be a little while. None of this feels like it's forced or that it's coming in immediately, although I do feel like you're going to meet this person pretty quick. But again, this is somebody that you feel like you could build on something with. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is saying get a team of people around you. Some of you have really good support systems. You have family, you have friends, etc. And this is what you need to support you, to support you, to support you after this fall. Because some of you have taken a fall that you felt like you couldn't recover from. And this is saying, look around you. You have so many people around you willing to be there with you and take this fall with you. Now, your clarifying card for the distant future is the Seven of Coins. I love the Seven of Coins in this position for you, because if you're single, this is growing with somebody, but this is assessing the situation. This is a choice. This is taking a risk on somebody maybe you wouldn't before, and the reward paying off and growing together. Because this, in one of my other decks that I used to use, it's two vines growing together, and that's beautiful. The Seven of Coins reminds me of that. It's being practical, not and allowing yourself to have these dreams of the Knight of Cups, allowing yourself to have the romance and the wishful thinking, but doing it together, feeling like you can grow with this person, feeling like you can have a partnership with them. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you growing by yourself to a certain extent, but growing possibly with somebody new, because this is assessing a situation and, again, understanding the risk and reward and the payoff. But this is assessing a situation and being able to grow and be on your own and balance yourself. Then maybe in the future you and this person could get back together. But right now, after what's gone on, they're just not there. It's not healthy, and you know it. So you need to assess the situation, and if you want to take the risk, take the risk. And if you don't, you know, then grow on your own. But I really feel like if you're looking to reconcile, there's somebody out there for you who's much better. And some of you just need that person out of your life to grow into what you really want to be. And you know it. You know they're no good for you, but you continue to stick it around, which nobody can say any different because we've all been there, done that. All right, Gemini, I hope you have a fantastic August. See ya next month.